Eddy, light at sea. Eddy works at sea, a long way from the coast. There he is surrounded by waves and sky and black rocks that stick out from under the water. It's a wild and dangerous place, especially when autumn weather turns rough. Eddy stares out into the distance, every day. He tends the light at sea so that no ship will crash onto the rocks below. Every night the lighthouse beacon will flash and light up this precarious corner of the ocean. When the day is quiet, Eddy goes out to fish. He has his own special way. Today might be a good day for some kite fishing, he says to himself. Some days he's lucky and his catch is plenty, filling up the small kitchen with the smell of fried fish. Eddy depends on the Coast Guard for supplies, so he lives a very frugal life. At times the helicopter pilot struggles to unload his cargo onto the helipad and he carefully lowers it onto the black rocks instead. This makes getting your things rather difficult. "Hey Eddy, how do you do it, this life at sea? How do you manage it?" the pilot calls out from his cockpit. Eddy shrugs. "Well, you simply keep watch." Eddy looks out the kitchen window. The sky is unusually gloomy today. An enormous force pulls back the waves only to throw them up in the air as high as the lighthouse itself. Thankfully, there isn't a ship in sight. Eddy struggles to close the shutters in time. He tightens them, but he still hears them rattle and screech. The lighthouse shakes in the storm as the waves crash all around. The wind keeps lashing, whipping, and bellowing. Eddy checks the lighthouse lamp and its supplies. Coffee, tea, soup, cheese, rice, canned veggies, milk, biscuits. It should be enough. The radio signal breaks. All ships, message, mayday, message. The information is lost. Suddenly the storm dies down and everything turns eerily quiet. Eddy goes outside and looks around. He can see long strands of seaweed that have wrapped themselves around the lighthouse like vines. "Oh my word, I don't believe it. I've never seen anything like it," he calls out. Suddenly his heart skips a beat. Is that a body I see lying on the rocks below? Good God! Eddy rushes down and touches the wet face and cold hands. Prays he's still alive. Carefully he lifts the boy on his shoulder and carries him up the stairs. Just as Eddy closes the door behind him, the storm picks up again, just as heavy as before. They make it inside just in time. He doesn't know the boy lying on his kitchen table, wet and still. How in God's name did you get here? Eddy wonders out loud. Eddy and the boy have been living together at the lighthouse for some time now. They keep quiet most of the time, as they don't have much to say. The days are getting shorter and winter at the lighthouse is as quiet as it has always been. Eddy tends the light day and night. Sometimes the boy goes outside. He looks around whilst keeping a tight grip on the railing. When he gets back inside, he shrugs off the coldness of the sea. As spring arrives, Eddy and the boy have gotten used to each other. Despite not having much to say, their life at the lighthouse is more enjoyable than before. They like to play drafts. White to start, black to win. That's how they start their game, every day. Suddenly Eddy looks up from the board. He can see the sky has turned dark. "How is that possible?" he says as he walks towards the window. "Damn it! Did I really just see that? It looked like a body falling from the sky." They rush outside and look around. They can see a girl hanging perilously from the railing. Long strands of seaweed are clinging to her body in an attempt to strap her to the lighthouse. They grab her and bring her inside, just as the heavy rain clouds burst open. They take her into the kitchen and wrap her in warm blankets. Eddy brews a cup of tea with honey. The boy supports the girl as she takes small sips, her eyes wide with panic. The shivering slowly starts to fade. For weeks, the only thing she does is sleep. Eddy and the boy sit and listen to the radio. Yet they can't figure out what happened at sea. Message, all ships, Mayday, message, ships, What message? Eddy calls out. After a long and dark winter, the sun shines through the kitchen window once more. The spring sun is almost as bright as the lighthouse lamp itself. The girl spends her days drawing in her journal. She covers it with her hand when Eddy or the boy try to take a peek. The boy stirs the soup. No one says much. Smells good, Eddy says. Sandwiches are nice too. Hey Eddy, how's life at sea? Did you get a visitor or what? You seem to be going through your supplies rather quick. I'll be there in 5, says the pilot through the helicopter radio. Well, you simply keep watch, Eddy replies. By now, the boy is used to the wild and windy helipad, and he helps Eddy bringing in the new supplies. They use ropes to carefully lower everything down. One day, Eddy shows them around the lighthouse and explains how it all works. He's pleased to see how impressed they are with the engine room and the lamp room. Over time, Eddy teaches them how to check the fuel, refill the water tank, make contact with the coast guard, and read the gauges. They are fast learners. It's a quiet evening when the boy catches his first fish. The young codfish scales glisten just like the moon's reflection in the waves. That's how you do it, this life at sea, Eddy thinks to himself. You tend the light, have supper together, and occasionally catch a fish, and just look up to the stars. Hang on, the girl says one morning after breakfast, just as Eddy and the boy get up to check the engine room. I might want to show you something. She tears a couple of pages from the notebook she's been working in and places them on the table for Eddy and the boy to see. Well, she asks carefully. Well, Eddy is overtaken by a hollow and uneasy feeling. The boy can feel his body start to tremble. They see exactly what happened to the girl. They look away, look again. It's like they're sinking into deep darkness, shocked by what they see. The boy feels things he had hoped to forget. Come on, let's make coffee. The engine room can wait, Eddy says softly. Huddled close together, the boy and girl each tell their story. Eddy listens and listens. Sad, angry, shocked, they try to comfort each other. Some time passes, as does the sighing and the crying, and they slowly calm down. It's terrible, the things you two have been through, Eddy whispers. And believe me, I'm so happy to have you two here with me, together at sea. He means it, and they know. Life is a little bit lighter now. Aaron and Zita have mastered the lighthouse keeping trade. They operate the foghorn, check the generators, and even change the bulb. They are fully fledged lighthouse keepers. Eddy couldn't be more proud. I can safely retire now. You two can take over, he laughs. At the end of summer, strands of seaweed wash ashore. They hang them in bunches from the railing, drying them in the summer sun. The pile steadily grows bigger and bigger. This makes excellent fuel for a campfire, Eddy says. They have a lovely evening sitting by the crackling fire and listen to the waves. Well, how beautiful life at sea can be for us lighthouse keepers, they say in unison. They can't help but laugh. One evening, out of the blue, a gentle breeze picks up and takes Eddy away. There's no one around to see. He quietly floats towards the land, over the gentle and glistening waves. He mastered life at sea, at his lighthouse. Eddy's rock, guide, beacon of light for everyone in need.